What's good, everybody? This your boy Twice,
And it's your girl Tay.
and this is another episode of Facts and Feelings. And y'all already know what we want y'all to do. While people are joining on, we're gonna go on and play that intro, and we want y'all to go on and share it out. Whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, just go on and share it out. And guess what? We will be right back.
I wonder if it's facts or feelings that you're feeling. I don't know if you know what's for real. Baby, just relax and chill. Let the tea spill. I bet the chemistry stop the bill. I wonder if it's facts or feelings that you're feeling. I don't know if you know what's for real. Baby, just relax and chill. Let the tea spill. I bet the chemistry stop the bill. I wonder if it's facts that you feeling. I love the fact you chillin'. These hours fly by when you and I is chillin'. These hours fly by, feel like a couple minutes. Seen you on my timeline. Hold up, wait a minute, twice and take. Yeah, you know they always catching up. Keep us up to date, cause it's hard to keep up through the day.
All right, and we are back once again. It's your boy Twice.
And it's your girl Tay.
All right, and today we're going to be talking about the value of encouragement. Encouragement is something that is extremely valuable, and we're going to talk about that. But you always know that we always give you a facts and a feeling. And if this is your first time on the podcast, just know that whenever you tap in, we're going to give you a fact and a feeling. And we're going to let Tay roll with that fact and feeling part now.
Well, the fact of the matter is, we have people out here going through a lot of things right now. There's so much going on in the world, from these back-to-back hurricanes, tearing up the coastal areas of Florida, along Mississippi, just a couple of weeks ago, and then again on yesterday. North Carolina, South Carolina, just everybody is going through something. Not even just storms, but just storms in your life, whether it's a natural disaster or just, issues within your family, health related stuff, bills, just stuff coming at you from left and right. So that's the fact. But the feelings about that is we all need encouragement.
That's
Those
right.
are our feelings, just point blank, period. We all need encouragement. There's enough negativity in the world, and we just need some people to come in and be our brothers and sisters keeper, and really bring some encouragement to try to help people through all these various storms that they have going on in their lives.
Right, and like Tay said, just to kind of echo it, like she said, there's a lot going on. There's so much going on in the world right now that we can't even really just narrow it down to one thing. From hurricanes to things going on in families. We just talked about family feuds last week, when the family is feuding. And hey, we just living in a time, man, where encouragement is necessary. Encouragement is vital, and we just want y'all to know that, listen, there's power in encouragement, but there is also value in encouragement. Encouragement is a very valuable tool.
Yeah, most definitely. Encouragement is one of those things where it could be a matter of, life or death. Sometimes people are going through so much that they've lost confidence in themselves, their abilities, and just a little peep of encouragement sometimes boosts their confidence levels.
Right.
It kind of gets them out of the funk that they're in. It doesn't solve their problems, but sometimes it gives them hope.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing that I was just thinking about, like, we know that encouragement. We've already said encouragement can be a powerful tool, but what one thing about encouragement is that it can be a powerful tool that can improve someone's mental or physical health. But the thing about encouragement is it can bless the one that's receiving it as well as the one that's giving it. There's a reward in encouraging others, because there's something that you get, that you just, I feel like, on the inside of us, just the way that God wired us, that when we know that, not in a prideful manner, but we know that you've done something to help somebody out, it can brighten your day. It can
Mhm.
lift you up. You might have some stressful things, and you just find joy in seeing joy on your brother and sister. You just find a sense of peace knowing that somebody that you know was going through something, and you encourage them when they come back and give you like that report, like, hey man, I listened to you, this happened. If you a real one, that just bless
Yeah, yeah, especially when you, like you say, you're going through something. And, we know this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there's a lot of people that are battling breast cancer. And not even just breast cancer, but other forms of just health issues and other forms of cancer. I have a good friend and classmate that's battling breast cancer right now. Aunt just rung the bell on Tuesday, so a co-worker whose office is next door to mine that's a breast cancer survivor. So sometimes people just need encouragement, even with going through an illness when they want to give up. Just sharing your testimony, letting them know, hey, I battled an illness as well, and I feel where you're at, and I feel what you're going through, and this is what I did, and I know that you can make it through this. So sometimes people need that encouragement. My classmate just posted on Facebook the other day that, like, what do you do when the doctor tells you that you're, in like stage 4 and you have 24 months tops to live?
you. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so in
Right.
that moment, that person is needing encouragement, and a
Right.
lot of people was giving her that encouragement, telling her to keep fighting. And sometimes you want to give up when you start getting these bad and negative reports. But when you have enough people in your corner telling you to put on your boxing gloves and keep fighting, it give you a little bit more strength to keep going
Right.
on. So yeah.
Right. And I seen that, and it really gripped my heart when I seen it. But adding on to what you said, the one thing about encouragement, well, not the one thing, but something about encouragement is that it fosters resilience, right?
Yeah.
When you encourage people, they just can kind of learn to be resilient. What that does for a person is it gives them hope to kind of keep going on and to not necessarily focus on the situation, but focus on being happy in that moment. Because a lot of times, if you tell a person, and I kind of seen her allude to this, as she was in that same post, she was encouraging others, like,
Yeah.
live your best life, like,
Mm-hmm.
do what you need to do to make you happy, because life
Right.
is not promised. And it got real for her, and I didn't even think about it in that moment, Tay, but she ended that post encouraging other people.
Yeah, she did, and that's exactly what she said. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna live my best life,
Right.
live life to the fullest. Because
Right.
the truth of the matter is, that's the news that she got. Some of us may not get that news, but we could walk out the door
Yeah.
and die today.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So we
Exactly.
just gotta live life as if today is our last day. But
Right.
but we always want to be an encouragement to other people.
Right.
And so I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here.
Okay.
And you just kind of tell me, like, what does encouragement mean to you? Like, what does that how does that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with situations and somebody come through with an encouraging word.
Well, you putting me on the spot, but I mean, it's actually kind of right on time, because you being my bride, you being my wife, I've shared with you on this week. There were some moments that I had some things going on my mind, or just a particular way that I was feeling. And I think that encouragement has been strong for me and powerful for me on this week, because in this week where I think I was kind of letting some things, sometimes when you need encouragement, you will have something going on and you don't even know what it is. You just go to feeling a particular type of way, right? And so on
Mhm.
this week, man, encouragement has just been coming from everywhere, Tay, like unexpectedly. So, but for me, it was unexpectedly, but I knew it clearly. God knew, the Holy Spirit knew, right? Like
Yeah.
from mom sending me messages telling me that her brother that passed away in Kansas City, his mom had seen some Facebook posts or some
Mhm.
TikTok posts, and she was talking about how much they encouraged her. And then she
Yeah.
called me and was just like, "You can't stop encouraging people." Like I was encouraging people,
Mhm.
but I had something going on myself. But she just
Right.
started telling me other people that was reaching out to her, saying how much I had blessed them, and like, these people are important to me. They're my elders. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they were talking about I was encouragement. So they don't realize them sending a word to me that I encourage them, encouraged me in a moment where I needed encouragement. All the way down to Kyle Weston. I hadn't talked to Kyle in forever. Kyle just sent me an inbox like last night and was like, bro, I'm proud of you. I ain't talked to
Mm-hmm.
dude in years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's healthy. It's healthy. It's
it
healthy. You can be
is.
blessing somebody when you encourage them, and you might not even know where
Yeah,
they were at when you encourage them, but it can help them push through and get through and shake off whatever the enemy trying to do by getting in our
right.
head.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And I think that's probably kind of how I was this week. You know, we're always trying to encourage each other.
Right.
But like I was kind of sharing with you last night, it's one thing when we're encouraging each other, but it's a whole nother thing when you have other people on the outside
Right.
pushing you,
Right.
and encouraging you and giving
Right.
you that encouraging word. And I have a new supervisor, and that was one of the things that she was telling me yesterday. She know I'm in the middle of a project that's very important to me because she's gone through something similar. But she was like, "You got to finish that. You got to finish. You got to tell people no." And you got to
Right.
get this done, and that was like so encouraging for me because a lot of times on jobs, they don't care what you got going on,
Right. It's
in
true.
your personal life. They need you to
Right.
handle this
Right.
business stuff, and that's all they're worried about. So just knowing that somebody has, my interest in mind outside of the work related duties was very encouraging for me.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely necessary, and it definitely does bring about some inspiration to people.
Hmm.
It helps to push them a little bit further.
Hmm.
May not get them to where they're trying to go,
Right.
but you give a little bit, somebody else give a little bit,
Right.
and it kind of helps to get you along the way with,
Right.
whatever you're trying to
Right.
ultimately reach and overcome.
Right. Because listen, I can't think of any particular story right now in this moment, but I guarantee you somewhere there's someone that was in some young man's neighborhood that encouraged them to pick up a basketball because of their height. There's
Yeah.
someone that was in somebody's neighborhood that encouraged them to pick up a football because they seen them throw something and they seen how far it went. There's
Mm-hmm.
someone somewhere that encouraged somebody that, hey man, like, our kids and Mono little cousins always be saying that he like the philosopher and he always wanted to talk to him about this or that. But there's somewhere in somebody's neighborhood where somebody was always encouraging somebody or telling them another way to look at things. They might have told them, hey man, you might need to be a motivational speaker. But there's
Mm-hmm.
encouragement that has turned into, like we talk about the value of encouragement. There's some encouragement that has taken place that literally turned into a bag for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. It has. And I was reading something, and I saw where it says that encouragement is vital to child maturation
Hmm.
and adult optimal health. It said the healing benefits of encouragement outweigh criticism and can build self confidence.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so it most definitely outweigh criticism. If you see I'm not doing something right, or I'm failing at something, it doesn't help me when you criticize me, but instead encourage me. You know what I'm saying? Give me a
Right.
little bit more motivation. Help me, when you see me struggling. Don't let
Right.
me struggle and talk about me, and let me
Right.
stay out there by myself. Give me a little boost of confidence so that I can move on. Like,
Right.
hold your hand out and help me along the way. I ain't asking you to take over, but
Right.
just
Right.
give me a little helping hand to kind of push me a little bit so I can get to where I'm trying to get to. Because sometimes that encouragement can be one of those things that's healthy and positive, a positive reinforcement to my mental health. You know,
Right. Right.
so yeah,
I just want to thank our viewers that's on. We thank y'all for tuning in. We see you on, Miss Shirley. Thanks for joining. Here's
yeah.
one other thing I want to add to everything you said about encouragement. Encouragement can be two things, and
Mm-hmm.
that's easy and inexpensive.
Yeah.
Like, it don't cost you nothing to say a kind word.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for some people. It might be hard because some people might feel like they're not good in words, don't know how it's going to be received. But all that, like, if you feel it inside of you that somebody needs encouragement, go on and plant the seed, go on and encourage them.
Mhm.
However they may respond in that moment, that's on them. You just do what you feel like doing, because I guarantee you, if you see somebody going through something, there might be one or two people out of 100 that feel like you getting in their business. But for the most part, if they really need that encouragement, it's gonna hit them, man. It's gonna hit them, and it's gonna really, really bless them. And even if they don't say nothing in that moment, it might be a year before you see them again. And they double back and like, man, that day I seen you in the barbershop, I ain't know your number, bro, and I ain't on social media, but
Mhm.
I've been waiting to see you so I could just tell you thank you. So be
Yeah.
intentional on encouraging others.
Yeah, and I want to combine two things from just something that we was kind of looking at today, based off of what you just said. Speaking is a great way of encouragement, and writing. And to just kind of give you an example of that, just like you were just saying, just kind of speaking a word to somebody and
Mm-hmm.
saying certain things can
Mm-hmm.
definitely help motivate them and
Mm-hmm.
uplift them from whatever they're going through, and also just speaking and showing that you appreciate them. And so then I go into the writing portion of this. When you're writing like an encouraging note, or even
Right.
like encouraging posts that's on Facebook. We got enough negative stuff out there. We need
Right.
some positive stuff to help motivate people on social media. Um, a little short note just saying that I care. I'm praying, sharing a scripture or a quote or some type of what is that? When you look
Affirmation.
at affirmations, yes, reading those affirmations, especially when you know people are grieving, they're going through something, they're feeling discouraged, sharing an affirmation or a scripture or a quote or a poem that kind of help you through is something that's good, to be able to help other people when you're
Right.
looking at encouragement. And that was one of the things. It takes me back to today. One of the things that I did with one of my teams at work was I told them for the month of September, whoever met their productivity mark for the entire month, I was going to put their name in a drawing for a gift card. And
Okay.
so this morning I knew that we were going to be in a big training together, so I knew I needed to have that gift card because the young lady was coming down from Hernando, and I was like, oh, I gotta have this gift card. So I was kind of talking to Naya this morning. I was like, what can I do? I don't want to just go and get no Amazon gift card. Like, what could I do different? And then she, kind of got my thinking wheels on, and I started thinking about Sheen or Shein. And
Right.
so we know that a lot of the younger generation, the older generation too, because I order from Shein, but like they like Shein, and so I thought about that, and I ended up getting her a gift card for there. But I didn't just want to give her a gift card. I wanted to encourage her, to
Right.
continue being her best self, and just really putting one foot in front of the other. And because I feel like the sky's the limit for her. And I do feel like she's a great asset to the agency and the program. So I wrote that in a one of the agency cards, and I gave it to her, whatever. And so in that process, um, she ended up, I forgot I had even given it to her. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're doing something or you're encouraging people, you can't always be looking for thank yous behind it. That's a
Right.
courtesy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you can't always be looking for a thank you if it's coming from the heart and you really being genuine about it.
Right.
But she sent me an email and was just telling me how much she appreciated, and she appreciated the thought behind the gift card. It wasn't just a prepaid credit card, which I'm sure she'd have been appreciative of that. But she
Right.
was like, I love Shein, and it just kind of feel good. And that goes back to the beginning when you were saying not only is encouragement good for the person that's receiving it, but
Right.
it's also good for the person that's delivering it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Those are all good ways of that you were saying, of way that you can encourage the people. I think you started out with speaking and writing and
Hmm.
giving, being a giver.
Yeah.
Like you gave her something tangible, physical, material, but when she came back and gave you that, that response, it was a blessing to you as well. And I think another way that we could bless people, we said that encouragement can be, it is free, it is inexpensive, and it's easy, right?
Hmm.
some people be like, well, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Presence is another form of encouragement, right? Like
Yes,
even
absolutely.
when we don't know what to say, just
Hmm.
being there is capital, as Pastor Dan would say.
Hmm.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've heard in life many times where people like, man, thank you for everybody that texts me. Thank you for everybody that called me. Thank you for the people that were just there, that was
Hmm.
just there, because sometimes you just need to know somebody got you. Like, I don't need
Right.
nothing from you, bro. Like, you don't even have to say nothing. Just
Hmm.
knowing that you here in case I need you to get up and get something for me, in case I need you to go to the store, just being present. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, it most definitely is. And also being present and saying nothing
Right,
is
exactly.
is is powerful in itself.
Right,
Like, I'm here, because
right,
sometimes people don't need your encouraging word in certain
right,
times. They
right,
just need you to be there. And
right.
sometimes they just need you to listen, not
That's
always
it.
listening with a response. They just need you to listen, because sometimes everybody have an opinion about something, and they always have their comments and their remarks and their recommendations about your situation. But sometimes people just want you to hear them. Just
Right,
hear me, what I got to say.
right,
And so, even in encouraging people, we can encourage a person by simply being there, being present, being quiet, and listening,
right,
just
right,
listening, you know. So that's really huge. And even offering to just help in certain situations, somebody, is overloaded with stuff, like just lend a helping hand.
hmm,
Sometimes when I'm going into like stores and different things of that nature, somebody just simply holding the door when I get to it is sometimes encouraging for me. And especially, I got things on my mind, and maybe today ain't a good day, and somebody may open the door for me and say, have a great day, and I'm like, well, thank you.
hmm.
And it slows me down in my path, and it makes me think, man, today ain't just a total disaster, because it
Right.
is some good people in the world. So even reciprocating it, though, because sometimes people will see you right behind you, and they'll let
Right.
that door slam right in your face instead of just holding
Facts.
the door open,
Facts.
or just won't even open their mouth to speak. Sometimes just
Uh,
speaking and or
Right.
smiling is just encouraging in itself. And sometimes I do that. I just smile at a person and nod. I may not even say anything. And they'll just, and I can tell that sometimes that's received,
Right.
in a way where maybe somebody else didn't smile at them today.
Right.
So
And let me tell you something right quick. Well, uh, I see Stanisha said yes. Oh, you are both our good listeners, which makes it easy. Let me put this up here. Which make it easier to listen when you speak, even when it's something I don't want to hear. Hey, it's funny, y'all. For those of you who didn't hear me, that's my sister, and I remember many years ago, over a decade ago, she just randomly called me one day and was like, "Hey, I be listening. I hear you. I just don't say
mhm.
nothing." And that kind of
Yeah.
speaks to what she said. When she want to hear, even when she don't want to hear, but what she did do was just randomly call me one day, and she almost encouraged me to keep encouraging her. Like, you might think I don't want to hear this, but I'm listening. And
Yeah.
so you might have that person in your life that want. I mean, and just be real. We siblings, so it's some things that she probably said to me that I didn't want to hear at some point in time. But when people love you, they tell you what's up and they tell you what's real. Another
Hmm.
way that I want to say real quick is I'm gonna show you how powerful encouragement is. I have a friend out in California, brother, who I knew was having a bad day today, right? And I got ready to call him and encourage him, and he didn't answer. He may have called me back about 5 minutes later, but before he could call me back, all hell broke loose at work. So
Hmm.
when I did answer the phone, Tay, when he called back and I did answer, I had to tell him, I was like, well, bro, I was calling to pray with you, but you know, I'm agitated now. I was like, but the enemy won't get this one, so we're gonna go on and pray, because now unto him that is able to do exceeding and abundantly above all that we could ask or think. Like right now, I almost didn't even know what to pray, what to ask. I knew what to ask and what to think, but I was just agitated. But I knew that he had something that was really troubling him. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
whatever was going on with me at work, we gonna push this to the side for a minute. See, the sister Audrey said it means a lot to some that we pass by. Oh, right, it worked for me.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, most
Good stuff.
definitely. And because sometimes you never know who they've just encountered or dealt with before
Right.
you.
You
And
don't
if I
know.
gotta walk out and get in the community and I got somebody else looking like they just finished sucking on a sour lemon, like
Right.
you just feel like the whole world in shambles.
Right.
So yeah,
And to her point, we seen Tanisha had just said a smile don't cost a thing.
it don't
And that's what
cost
we were just
nothing.
saying, like encouragement is easy and it's free. And we're living
Mm-hmm.
in a time where people need it for
Yeah.
many different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but I feel like I said this last week, so I'll be brief. But I said it at some point, but the time that we was in Applebee's and we told somebody, have a
Yeah.
blessed day, and the young man sat at
Mhm.
the table with us. And
Yeah.
you could tell it's like weights just fell off of that young man when we just said, have a blessed day. That was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be the end of our exchange, right? We had
Right.
just paid our bill, but it was actually when our exchange literally started. Because that's when
Mm-hmm.
we really got to talk, is when we told him have a blessed day. Before then, it was
Yeah.
just, hey man, you got some steak sauce? Can I
Yeah.
get another glass of water? But we really began to talk and build in that moment. It got personal following encouragement.
Yeah, I think that it's vital to make sure that we already always have that mindset of today I'm gonna be that one to give somebody an encouraging word, or today is gonna be that day where I'm gonna try to make a difference. And I'm not saying financially. Sometimes that might be what somebody need, but sometimes just a simple hey, how you doing, can really really open up the door to where a person might just actually tell you how they doing. And if you got the time to
Right,
to listen for a minute, you might be that one to talk them off a ledge or anything.
right,
You just never know who you're assigned to. So it's best to just always lead, with a smile, lead knowing that whatever you just dealt with, this person right here had nothing to do with it. So don't
right,
take that out on them. If you're going to these jobs, I have gone to restaurants and have been ready to pull off. And I had to remind myself, you already paid your money, at the other window, because you will encounter people sometimes where they don't even speak to you when you pull up to the window. And it's like, come on now, that's the basic customer service.
right,
I'm one of the reasons that you got this job, because
right,
we're coming here and we're patronizing this business that you work in. So we have to really think about those things. The people that you're encountering, they don't know what you just dealt with, so they have
exactly.
nothing to do with this. So we can't push our feelings and how whatever we've dealt with on them.
Mhm.
But yeah, we gotta always just kind of have the mindset of always being that one that has a smile regardless. However, at the end of the day, sometimes it's the strong people that sometimes need encouragement too. And
Right,
people think because you're always strong and you're always the one that's encouraging everybody, I just feel like I don't have nothing to give to you, I don't have nothing to offer. But sometimes just how you doing, or I'm praying for you today, is
you
encouraging.
crossed my mind.
Yeah.
You crossed my mind because what happens in those situations is they're used to you pouring out, so they feel like you don't need they pour, right? But
Right,
I'm
right.
empty.
That's
But I'm
right. If
empty.
I'm constantly pouring, I'm
Yeah,
empty
I've
and
been
I need to
pouring,
be
so
filled
I'm
back
empty.
up.
Right, right. And that no pour, I don't think if we get something out, if we was to bring a bucket outside right now, tell you I'm outside, so I said outside, and we began to just pour little water bottle tops of water in there. It might take a minute, but it's something going in there, and eventually might take a while, but it's gonna build up. Of
Hmm.
course, if somebody come in and dump a big pour, you're gonna get full quicker. But every little bit counts. And in
Hmm.
that moment, it might not be, hey, faith of a mustard seed. It might not be nothing but just something like you said, a smile don't cost anything, like Sneisha
Hmm.
said, or just certain things that we've discussed. Really, just the smallest of things a person could really be right on the edge of the ledge. And all
Hmm.
they need is something small to make them lean backwards instead of forwards.
That's right. Right. Yeah. So I think, there's one thing that people I just hope that, even with just this episode, I hope that people are able to kind of really take heed of the value that encouragement really entails. Encouragement is just not just a word to just, just take lightly, but we all need it. We do. We need encouragement. Pretty much in every facet of life, we need encouragement of some sort to keep going, to know that even though you're going through, it can get better. And regardless of what the report is, don't focus on the report. Focus on something more positive. Like I mentioned, my classmate earlier, when the doctor told her she had 24 months to live, and she was like, "I'm gonna live my best life." You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And whereas another person may be looking at that like, "Oh my God," but for her, it's, "I'm gonna live my best life. This is what he's telling me I got, and this is how I'm gonna take that," and with her news, she in turn tried to encourage other people. When really and truly, you would think she's the one that needs to be encouraged. But yeah, so we just gotta make sure that we realize the value of encouragement. Make it a part of your daily routine, just life in general, to be more of an encourager than a discourager. Not putting people down for their mess ups and whatever they're going through, because we don't need to be criticized. We
Right.
got enough going on.
We
Yeah.
do. And watch this, since Tay was just kind of, excuse me, chopping it up about the value aspect, because we said the value of encouragement. Here's what just dropped on me, right? When you're looking at something physical or something tangible, when it comes to value, you can put a price on it. We know how much
Yes.
a shirt costs. We know how much a pair of pants costs. A car, a house. If somebody, you said you gave the girl a Shein gift card, like,
Hmm.
we know what that value is. Like, she can take that card. I'm sure you told her, but she could find out how much it's worth. What's the value of it? The
Yeah.
value of encouragement, I feel like, is priceless.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you can put a amount on that, because somebody might have been finna go do something bad to somebody. Somebody may have been finna do something bad to themselves. Somebody might have been just finna go home and lay in the bed because they was discouraged. But now,
Hmm.
whatever type of encouragement you gave them, they might have decided to just stay out and have fun and have a good time and snatch themselves up out of that. But you really
Yeah.
can't put a price on the value of encouragement, because you could
Right.
have saved somebody's day. You could have saved somebody's life.
Right, absolutely. So y'all go out there and encourage somebody. And it ain't too late. If you listening to this
The
podcast,
day
if
ain't
you're
over.
watching it, the day is not over. The sun might be going down, but it's not too late. Call somebody and encourage them. Somebody you may have seen and you knew that they were going through something, or they've been going through something. Just send them an encouraging word. Sometimes you might be that person that's always sending encouragement in like messengers and like IG and just different platforms. And but once you stop, people miss that. They may not always respond, they may not always react to it, but no, in that group that you're sending it to, people have gotten used to you sending it, and they look for it.
Right,
Sometimes people just get busy in life because life gets busy. Life be life, and right. And
right,
so, but don't stop doing whatever you're doing to encourage people, because
right.
sometimes those
Please
are
don't.
some that I used to send things every Friday to my staff, like an encouraging Friday little quote or something, and just tell them to have a great weekend, be safe, be mindful. And then I stopped doing it because they stopped reacting to it. And I said, well, these folks ain't reading these emails. It's Friday, they ready to go home. And then one day they said, well, did we make you mad? And I was like, no, why you say that? And they said, because you stopped sending us our Friday encouragement.
Right,
But nobody ever said anything. So I thought they wasn't reading it.
right,
So don't allow the lack of responses to make you stop
right,
encouraging people, because people are looking for it. Life
right,
just be life, and we just forget to respond or react to
right,
it. So
right.
yeah.
And what I say to that is when we're like you talking about the encouragement, right? People may never acknowledge what you're doing, but they anticipate it. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? They may
Right.
never acknowledge it, but they anticipate it. And I'll say this: I know I kind of just already talked about how my mother had encouraged me over the weekend, the first part of this week, with people that was calling her, telling her that I encouraged them, and she was encouraging me. And when she first hit me, she was just kind of like, "Don't stop." And I was kind of like, "I'm not finna stop, Mama." But as my week kept going on, it was getting heavier and heavier. And I got to the point where, like, that's why you can't get caught up in the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm encouraging people because the Holy Spirit and God this is what God has me doing. But I started looking at the analytics on some of these social media pages. I'm just being transparent. And I was going from like almost 1,000 people seeing it to like 80 and 90. And I was like, ooh, I kind of put a lot into this, recording it, editing, and putting it out there. So what I'm saying is encourage people, because not only may you snatch them out of something that they're in, but for me, I started slipping after the fact. But the encouragement that came on the front end, I was like, I had all these affirmations and all these encouraging words from multiple people that don't even know each other. So when things kind of got heavy and I was kind of like, well, maybe I should stop, it was like, nah, man, God already sent you confirmation that this is what you're supposed to be on right now.
Right, yeah.
You can't quit. You can't stop. Keep getting to it.
Yeah, because you may have over 1,000 people that's watching it at one time, but out of those 1,000, it may only help 2. And what if that 2 is in that 80, or 90 number count? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said earlier, we're assigned to so many people. And I'm not just talking about me and you. I'm talking about we as people. We are divinely assigned to people. We have a job to do. We ain't just put on this earth to go work at McDonald's or the law firm or wherever you work at, whatever your profession is, whether you work for yourself or somebody else. That's not your purpose. That's your passion. There's a difference in passion and purpose. We're put here for a purpose, and we're all assigned to people. And so there's somebody out there waiting on you. They're waiting on your pour. It's just like we're waiting. I'm waiting on somebody's pour, because I need it as well. But somebody is waiting on your pour, and if you don't give it, they may not receive it. Now, God will redirect some things and send somebody along the way, but you could be holding them up from where they need to be, or you could be that last voice that they need to hear before they OD on those pills, before they pull their trigger. So don't get caught up in numbers and caught up in, like I said, the responses and the reactions. Just do what what you feel in your heart to do, and what you have a passion to do, but also what your purpose is and what you've been assigned to do.
Amen. Yeah. Well, I received that Miss Tay. We thank y'all for tuning in. It was getting good. Actually have another call to jump on in a second. Go ahead, babe. Look like you're finna say something.
No, I won't finna say nothing.
All right. Well, we thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another episode of Facts and Feelings. Y'all just keep joining in, please. If you enjoyed this, just share, whether it's in somebody's inbox or on your page, so maybe other people can pull something from it and either be encouraged or encourage somebody else. Again, this has been another episode of Facts and Feelings. All right, Gigi said this is good stuff. We appreciate it. We love you. This has been another episode of Facts and Feelings. This is your boy Twice.
And it's your girl Tay.
Holla, holla, holla.
I wonder if it's facts or